I think a dark fuck it moment for me was at a height of winning DJ battles and meeting people and doing things. And I don't know if it was because I didn't have management or people just thought that because I was under the X-Ecutioner umbrella that I had it made, because they saw the Linkin Park and they saw the MTV this and they saw the fucking whoever. We was the MTV icons and Steve Tyler, and they seeing us do all this stuff and they thinking I'm fucking filthy rich. But I was just playing a part in that at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because it was really Raider, Rob, and Totally Clipse. Me and Precision came along because of like some contractual, disagreements and actually Rob leaving the group. So they had shows lined up for like the next two years, and they had to have those obligations. So during that time, I was at a dark place because I'm like, yo, I'm winning these battles, I'm the champ, motherfuckers ain't booking me, what the fuck? I'm the shit, like I'm the shit. So I didn't know how to channel that energy. So what I did do was I started going back to doing the things that I did to get to that part, which was doing parties. And at that time, we're talking 2001, 2002, borderline 2003, a lot of DJs that were like turntablists weren't doing parties. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like depending on where you're at in the world. Like, of course, LA, West Coast, I should say, as a whole, like the Bay and all that stuff, they were still doing parties. And, they created the whole 7 DJs in one party and there's only 3 hours in the party. Like, that's where that shit comes from. That shit comes from the West Coast. I don't care what nobody says. Just like the day party and the brunch parties comes from the do-over. Like, nobody can tell me different. But anyway, so I started doing parties, and actually, during some of those shows that we were filling in for, they were like 2.5, 3 hour slots. And motherfuckers don't got 3 hours worth of. So I, being that, we had the luxury of having a tour bus and shit like that. Like when tours were actually tours and tour support and this and that, I was bringing records on the road. And I would find my niche in every city. And then I took it back when I went to New York because I wasn't really doing a lot in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like New York I was like, fuck New York, nigga. I just came from Germany. Why do I care? And then I had to take double back and be like, you know what? I get it. I'm not doing radio. I'm not down with the heavy hitters, or I'm not down with the big dog pit bulls, or I'm not, trying to like throw my own party a la apartment style or Electric Punani style or whatever. I just know I'm great and I don't want to fucking deal with the bullshit. So I just started being able to fuck with everybody at every scene. Like, it goes back to the being humble part. Like, okay, because I remember doing a party with Mickey Fax, with Jasmine Solano and them, and they look at me like, oh, he's just a scratcher. No, motherfucker, like, I got records straight from Slink. I got records straight from Switch and Diplo before they were big. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like, I knew how to play every scene. So it was like, if it was going to Concrete Jungle and playing with, Zinc or fucking Ronnie Size or Goldie, I could play drum and bass. If I wanted to fucking prove that I could be a thought and fucking play Little John records, because that was the wave at the time. Little John, Neptunes, Timberland, da-da-da-da. The beginning of the South era, Young Bloods and all that shit, I could play that too. So I think the down point was like not understanding why it wasn't working for me, because I felt, I wanted to say cocky, I just felt like, the shit that we was doing, like I just lucked up on it. Like I never had I was DJing in a park as a kid. Like I never thought about traveling the world or being around celebrities or any of that shit. Like that shit was just like through the strength of Raider. You know what I'm saying? Like wanting me to be there and trusting in me and not seeing me as being a threat or trying to step on his foot, but actually giving me an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's very important too. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's definitely, it was definitely dark, because I really thought I done took the sanitation test. I was taking the post office test, like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna get a job. I don't care, fucking, I was selling records. You know, I didn't even care anymore. I was like, yo, I've been doing this shit too long. This shit is not doing it for me. And then I just took a step back and was like, yo, everything is where the girls are. Everything's where the girls are. Like, I have to be in that realm. I have to be in that world as well, just as a DJ's perspective, not a producer or a promoter or whatever. Just as a DJ, I need to be able to do everything instead of just be good at one thing, you know? And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why I'm still a threat now, and niggas are scared and they don't want no smoke at all, period. I make sure to all these people that had those dark moments, and I'm saying this in the camera, because everybody has their dark moments, but there's a lot of people that had dark moments, they don't put out music, or their music ain't hitting like it was, and all of a sudden they're a DJ. And people are accepting that shit. Like, I understand business is business. That's, you know, by all means, business is business, but like, you can't tell me if I'm dancing in the club with a chick and she finally decides to back it up on me and you do this train wreck mix, now I gotta scramble and get her a drink and kind of convince her to come back and do this, you done fucked it up. But because you are who you are, people overlook that. And I'm like, that's not, like, that shit gotta stop, bro. Like that shit has to stop. Like, that has to stop. Like, and I know everybody in this room experienced something like that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, what are you doing, bro? But because it's so-and-so, or it's because this chick, or it's because, I remember being at fucking Brooklyn Bowl one time, and this chick, I don't even want to say her name, she went from, I'm a Hustler, the Jay-Z song, I Just Want to Love You, to like, a Mariah Carey slow jam. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? But anyway, don't get me started on that. Please don't get me started on that. But yeah, that shit gotta stop, bro. Like, go back in the booth or something. Hire a writer. The DJing shit is not for you, bro. Like, I don't care if you brought 9 record stores and you're this fake hip hop humanitarian nigga. Have somebody teach you how to beat match, bro. It's not looking good out here, man. But at the end of the day, it's still business. So you just gotta make sure that whenever you get an opportunity to put your foot all the way on their fucking esophagus, that happens. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I carry myself. And it's like, unfortunately, it's being through so much of the bullshit in the industry that I don't care. You can come in the club and play Wild Thoughts and all that shit. I'm still gonna kill the party. I might fuck your bitch. I might fuck the bitch that you came with. I might just do it. How us Harlem cats get down. We like to dance, we like to have fun, we like to mess with the girls, we love titties, we love ass. I love it. I love DJing for a room full of women. I love scratching, like, I'm a scratchaholic, I'm a scratch nerd to the day that I die. I love everything. I love the 70s, I love the 80s, I love the hip hop, this freestyle, whatever you wanna call it. But there's nothing better than at 1:30, 2 o'clock, when the most ratchetest song comes on and the girls are going crazy. There's no better feeling at a party. I mean, as a DJ, I love Tribe Called Quest, don't get me wrong. Like, I love it all. Like, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's a time and place for that shit, man. And that's another reason why I try to put my foot on these celebrity DJs next, because they're just so cliche. It's like, the choice is yours. Award tour, passing me by. It's like, really? You ain't got no more records in your computer? You got a computer now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a computer. Like, seriously, passing me by, check the rhyme. The Tribe Called Quest made more records than that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more records, bro. Like, there's more records in the 90s. Like, there's, you know, I don't get it. Like, I don't know.